Okay, welcome to a little shitty video series that I'm about to put on. I'm a little sick. Maybe? I don't know. Should have slept with the window open when it was 40 degrees outside. Anyways, I'm going to talk about the basics of USPSA shooting, the absolute bare bone shit you need to know. This is catered towards my friend group, like the 5 to 10 guys that have shown interest, and hopefully the 5 to 10 more that will show interest. So I don't have to repeat myself. You can just watch this, hopefully, short 10 to 15 minute video that'll go through the basics. The USPSA rules are 124 pages long. A lot of it's fucking confusing. So I'm gonna try and simplify the important shit. And if you have other questions, you can go through the rules, hit Control F, and search for shit that you have questions on, and blah 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 blah. Alright, so what's the bare minimum you need? Guns. Bare minimum you need is a pistol, some sort of handgun that you can use. You can use PCCs as well. We'll jump more into the guns in just a second. The second bare thing you need is a belt. Now, this is like a race style belt, you know, all the race style mag pouches. You don't need a belt like this. You could have a basic ass belt with a basic ass holster and a basic ass cloth mag pouches on here, and that'll be fine. So a belt of some sort is the next thing you need. After that, you will need a holster, a OWB style holster. Oh, that's not how you do it. An OWB style holster to hold your gas. Okay, it does not have to be a level 2 like this. It could literally just be a simple Kydex holster. I think a fucking shitty cloth holster might even work. Double check the rules on that, but you need a OWB holster. I think there is a new rule saying you can draw from concealments, like Penix carry stuff, but just get a fucking OWB. It's the best way to do it. What else do we need? You need magazines. Specifically, you need enough magazines to shoot about 45 rounds of fire. So, you know, there's going to be targets. You need to shoot them all. So 45 rounds is what I recommend. So that's 3 mags, 2 mags, 5 mags. You know, just figure out what mags you're going to carry, figure out how many you're going to carry, and then carry them. Next thing on that list is mag carriers. Once again, the belt, you need a holster, you need mag carriers because you are going to be reloading. They don't allow giant magazines, so you are going to have to reload at some point. Even if it's just that you want to carry extra on you for a fast reload. So carry magazine pouches. You do not need race pouches. You can use shitty nylon pouches. You can go to fucking shittactical.com and get nylon pouches that cost $2 and they will work. I'll judge you and make fun of you behind your back, but they will work. Enough magazines. Next thing you need is ammo. You know, duh, you need fucking ammo to shoot guns. I brought this bag filled to the brim with ammo, which is probably more than I needed because actually this is what's left over from my match that I just did, and there's hundreds of rounds in here. Every stage has a round count, and they'll tell you how many stages there are before each event. So if each stage is maxed out at like 32 rounds, and let's say you suck and you miss a lot, so let's say 40 rounds per stage, and there's 10 stages, that's 400 rounds, but there's not going to be that many stages. So bring 200 to 300 rounds, you should be good, or bring more. You know, I brought this bag and I had a couple boxes in my car just in case. So ammo, and that's it. That's the bare fucking minimum shit you need. And as you can see, most of it's obviously you need ear protection, you know, safety glasses, but if you're shooting, I'm hoping you already have that shit. Like your basic shooting needs shit, you know, bringing a range bag. I hope you have all that shit. I'm just talking about the shit you absolutely need for USPSA. So, now that we have that, let's talk about some other things that are not 100% necessary, but you should have them. This one might be 100% necessary. If you have your giant ass range bag, and you're gonna tote this thing around all day, sure, fine, whatever. Maybe you have a smaller backpack, because this really isn't a lot of shit. You are going to want a separate case for your pistol. The reason being is when you put your belt on, you go to holster up. They want you to go to a special area that'll be marked, and they'll tell you where it is. You go there with no magazines on your belt, no magazines with you ideally, no ammo with you ideally. You go there with your little bag, open it up, pull your pistol out, holster it, walk away. Then once you walk away, then you can put mags and stuff. At that table or that little area that they designate is where you can not only draw, but you can like mess with your gun. You can check it. You can dry fire it. You can pull the trigger. You can look through the sights to make sure everything's good to go. And please do this because I didn't do this correctly and it fucked me over. I'll talk about that later. So, little bag or something, the hard case that came with your gun, just something to make life a little easier. Other things that you can bring, speed loader, it's gonna help a lot. I brought gloves because it was kind of cold when I went, and you are gonna help break down stages at the end of the day, so you will want gloves because wood splinters, shit like that. That's pretty much it. Bring snacks and water. It's a long day of shooting, but that's kind of the basics. So, why I think you should do USPSA. For one, it's gonna make you a better shooter. No matter how good of a shooter you think you are, you're gonna go there and you realize you fucking suck. Okay? I thought I was a pretty decent shooter before I was USPSA. I went there and I'm like, nope, I fucking suck. I am dirt. I am scum. I am the lowest of lows. So now, when I go shooting at the range for fun, or when I go to like private property for fun, there's shit I'm gonna do to get better at shooting USPSA, which in return will make me a better shooter. So fucking do it. Blah, 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 blah. If you're a nerd about stats and statistics like I am, like, you know, you watch football and you look at all their fucking stats and shit, well, USPSA can do that for you. If you're on the scoring site, which I'll talk about in a minute, if you're on the scoring site, they keep track of how many targets you shot, where on the targets you shot, how many bullseyes you got, how many misses you got, how fast you were. And you can save that information. You can track it. If you're a USPSA member, which does cost about $55 for the first time, and I think it's $40 annually. But if you're a USPSA member, it actually stores all that shit on there for you too. So you can check a match that you did 2 years ago and be like, oh yeah, look how much I've improved. I like stats like that, so that's why I did it. You don't have to be a USPSA. You don't have to be a USPSA member to do that, but you can. You're going to meet shooters at these things that are much better than you. Every shooter will get a classification, basically classification, and you won't get a classification right away. You have to do a few matches before you get classified. But once you're classified, the classifications are unclassified, U, D, C, B, A, M, and GM. A, B, C, D, E, A, blah. A, B, C, D, D just means that you're that class of shooter. A is the highest, D is the lowest. M is master, so master means you're a master class shooter, which means you're like one of the top dogs. And then GM, grandmaster, means you are the top dog. You have the biggest cock at the match. Everyone's gonna go up to you and look at you and watch you and come in their pants. So GM is what you want to shoot for. Realistically, you're gonna be D class or C class for probably a little while. The classifier that I took said I'd be somewhere between C and B, and some of the guys that I shoot with, they do competitions that aren't in our friend group. They're in like C or B class as well, and I'm able to hang with them. I'm not saying I can beat them. I had beat them a couple times, but I can hang with them. So you're probably going to be in B class at the best. C or D is more likely where you're going to be. I've seen the way most of you fucking shoot, and you're around as good as I am or worse. I'm not saying I'm better than you, but I can shoot better than most of you. Anywho, yeah, better shooters will be there. They will teach you shit. They will show you what you're doing wrong. They will give you constructive criticism. It's a good place to get free tips. Free because you step in from the match, but whatever. Speaking of payments, it's not a lot of fucking money. Okay? Like, USPSA only costs like $20 to $30 per match. It's really not that bad. You don't have to pay for anything else. I mean, your gear and shit, sure, and your guns, But after that, it's just, 30, $40 for a match. You fuckers used to play airsoft and play more than that. You motherfuckers used to travel out of state for airsoft games, spend hundreds of dollars for this shit. So you can afford 20, $30 for USPSA. Going to the fucking Cheesecake Factory costs $100 now. Ask me how I know that. And it's fun. That's the last reason why you should do this. It's fucking fun. It's super goddamn fun. You get to do shit that a lot of people don't get to do. And you get to shoot targets that, like, moving targets and shit that you never get to shoot. So that is super cool. Alright, let's go over safety rules. It's basic range safety. Any fucking range you've ever been to, where like point the gun in the safe direction, treat every gun like it's loaded, all the common shit, all that is still there. You can rapid fire at these things, obviously, as long as you can control it. You can double tap, triple tap, all that stuff. You can draw from holsters and move around the gun. It's just designed to make you do that. The main rule that you need to worry about is, we'll talk about the one that everyone harps on, the 180 rule. So 180, from this wall to this wall. This is my shooting range, okay? So the camera is where my targets. I want to shoot this way. Now, if I have a gun, I can, let's say there's targets there and there, bam, 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 I can engage those. If there's a target right here, bam, bam. Let's say I'm transitioning from this target to this target. If I'm gonna do it wrong, so I'm transitioning, I'm pointing this way now, and then I'm correcting to this. I just broke two rules. For one, I broke the 180 rule. 180 is when I'm pointing the gun behind the firing line. If you do that, they're gonna disqualify you immediately. You're done for the day, no more shooting for you, go home. So don't do that. So 180, for a better view, like if this is the shooting line, I'm shooting pop, 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 bam, I'm below the firing line, disqualified. Shooting right here, totally cool, do this all day. This, bad. 180 rule. The other rule that I broke, when I wasn't on target and I was moving, my finger's on the trigger. Keep your fucking finger off the trigger unless you're shooting. If you're drawing, you can draw, you can present. When you're getting your hand down range, you can start to enter the trigger and put your finger on the trigger. If you are looking at targets, I have two targets behind the camera. When you're transitioning, you're still aiming, you can keep your finger off the trigger. But if you're gonna move, keep that fucking finger off the trigger. If you're moving with your finger on the trigger, or if you're reloading with your finger, I can't even fucking do it. That's how my muscle memory is working. If you're reloading and your finger's on the trigger, they're gonna DQ you for that. You don't want to get DQ'd. I was worried about getting DQ'd for doing some stupid shit, and I did. So if I can do it, you can do it too. Maybe. Those are the two major safety rules. There's more rules, but those are the big ones that are gonna fuck people up the most. So, all right, divisions. Let's talk about divisions. You are going to pick a division that you want to shoot in. The reason there's divisions is so that some Joe Schmo schmuck with a revolver doesn't have to go against some dude with like a $5,000 race 2011. A little unfair. So these divisions are to kind of categorize you with similar shooters. Maybe not similar skill, but similar gear setup shooters. We'll talk about belt restrictions. These race style pouches and stuff, this is not allowed in some classes. However, most of the classes you're going to do will allow these. And by the way, I'm only talking about 4 divisions. There's like 7 or 8, but realistically, if you're watching this, you're probably going to do one of these 4. So if you're not going to do one of the 4 I'm talking about, fucking go read. So let's talk about the division that a lot of you might do. Production. Production is a stock gun, not really, with no external modifications, with a few exceptions. This is, for the most part, a P226. I do have a trigger, an upgraded trigger in here, but this is I'll tell you what, no, we're gonna stick with this one. This is a standard P226. This would be production class. You are allowed to have 15 round magazines, nothing more than 15 rounds. You are allowed to have a light on it. You are allowed to do sight upgrades, iron sights, no optics. You are allowed to do slide upgrades. You can do grip upgrades as long as it's like texturing, but if it makes it bigger, you can't do that. Production is going to be, for the most part, stock guns. I think stock guns, but with trigger jobs, are hilarious. Whatever, I'd be able to use this in production. And what else? But yeah, they gotta stay kind of plain Jane, and that's everyone in production is gonna do that. 15 round magazines. Like I said, each stage is maximum 32 shots, but people suck, so bring 40 rounds per stage at least, or more. So carry at least 3 mags on you. Or if you have 10 round mags, like some people I know, you'll have to carry more and you'll have to reload a lot. So that's production. Moving on. Carry optics. Carry optics is almost the exact same rules as production, except you can have an optic. So this is my carry gun, my concealed carry gun. You can have an optic on this. You can, and this thing's dirty as fuck. You can same modifications I did on this, I can do on this, but nothing crazy all over the top. It's carry optics. It's the same thing. However, this has a 15 round magazine limit. This you can actually go bigger. With magazines, if there's no hard round counts, they go based on the size of the magazine. So what they do is they measure from here. It's actually like this. So from bottom here to right here, this top corner to this edge. If it is over 141.25 millimeters or 5.561 inches, if it's over that, you cannot use it. If it's under that, you can use it. These are standard SIG 20 round. These are SIG 21 round magazines. You can use these. These like just barely make the cusp. Anything around that is over. You can put base plates, extendo base plates on here. So if you have a standard mag and you want to put a +2 or 3 on here, that's totally cool too. Most divisions double check all the division shit. I'm just giving you a quick rundown. So carry optics, same thing as production, but with an optic and better mag rules. Limited would basically be, so for example, let's talk about open first. Open, there's almost no fucking rules. Use whatever holster you want, use whatever gear you want, use almost whatever gun you want. You still have to abide by those mag height, length, whatever, height restrictions. But you can use whatever the fuck you want. So if you want red dots, if you want gun ledges, if you want mag wells, open is your game. Same thing with compensators. So you can use compensators in open. Open's the only class you can use compensators. So if you have an internally comped gun, sorry bro, you can't use that in anything but open. But yeah, that's open. Go nuts. Do whatever the fuck you want. It's cool. Limited is the same thing as open, except you can't have an optic. That's pretty much it. And 10 round magazines. You can only use 10 round magazines in limited. Other than that, that's pretty much most of you are going to be in production, carry optics, or open. If you're race gunning your shit out, you're going to be in open. If you just have a plain Jane gun with an optic on it and a trigger job, you're going to be in carry optics. And if you don't have an optic, just shoot production. Those are going to be your main divisions. This video is already probably over fucking 15 minutes, but whatever. All right, signing up for the USPSA, how you do these matches. So, let's see. Am I really gonna walk you through how to sign up for a fucking match? Yes, because some of you watching are retarded. So, here's the thing. You're gonna go to practicescore.com. I'm not gonna link shit. You fucking Google it. Practice Score, sponsored by SIG. You're going to go to there. You're gonna make an account. It's free. Doesn't cost a thing. Make an account with them, and then from there you can see results for scoring. You can see where matches are. You can register for matches. So you're gonna hit matches, and you're gonna look for a match in your area, or I'll send you a link because I'm probably gonna be the one talking to you about this of where we're gonna go. So once you find the match, you said I'm gonna fucking go. I'm gonna do this. Let's shoot. You're gonna click it. Blah blah blah. So the things that you're gonna do. First thing you're gonna do after you fill out your name and all that shit is you're gonna pick what division. We just talked about divisions, so figure out what division you're gonna be. Click that division. After that, let's see. They're gonna talk about classifications. Where the fuck is my mouse? There it is. I have a cheat sheet here and it's not fucking working. Fucking Google. So, Classifications, like I said earlier, BCDA, Grandmaster, all that shit. You are not going to have a classification for at least 5 or 6 matches. I think it's 6. So click unclassified. If you are a classified shooter, why the fuck are you watching this? You know all this shit. So you're going to click unclassified because that's what you are. After that, you are going to see a secondary, like, divisions, like law enforcement, military, ladies, junior, senior. Unless you apply to one of those, just leave them blank. Don't click. If you're a cop, click law enforcement. If you're over the age of 55, click senior. If you're a chick, click lady. If you're mentally retarded, click junior. No. So just, if you fall into one of those categories, click it. Actually, the reason why you might want to fall into one of those categories, if you are, let's say you're a cop, they don't really like drop leg holsters or certain tactical holsters. However, if it's your duty holster, they will allow it. Same thing with certain gear. They don't want you to use that gear, but if it's your everyday duty gear for your job, they will let you use it because they figure you train how you fight, blah, blah, blah. So, those are the divisions. All right, here's the thing that's going to fuck most of you up. Squads. Let's say there's 65 people that show up to the match. You are going to be split up into squads of 10 to 15 guys per squad. And then if there's 5 stages, squad 1 starts on stage 1, squad 2 starts on stage 2, so on and so forth. And then when everyone's shot the stage, every squad shifts and they go to the new stage. So squatting just makes everything a little easier for organization. It helps speed everything up. So when you're picking your squad, it's just, you check which squad you want to be in. Talk to your buddies before the match. Be like, hey, who's shooting? What squad number should we go with? Some of them fill up instantly. So pretty much whoever's first has to pick a squad and then just tell his buddies, hey, I'm in squad 3. Sign up for squad 3. There's no guarantee you'll get in the same squad. Registration for these things, it flies pretty quick. In fact, I should have said this before any of this. There's limited numbers per match. If it's an indoor range match, there might only be like 20 spots. If it's outdoor, there might be like 60, 70. So there's only limited spots. So when registration goes live, register. Like, set an alarm on your phone and fucking register that day, because there's a good chance you won't get it if you wait. I think registration closed in 3 days for the match that I was just at. So, and it was the first match of the season. It was cold. I bet a lot of people said, I'll go to the next one. So I'm sure they'll fill up faster as the weather gets nicer. I'm fucking tired. I should have drank coffee before this. I can't even talk. So squads. Squad up with your buddies, squad up with the homies so you can shoot together. However, day of the match, they can change your squad for whatever reason. It happened to me my first match. One of our guys couldn't shoot with us. It sucked, but whatever. We all still had fun at the end of the day. Shooters, blah, blah, blah. All right. So, all the admin shit and all the setup shit, preparing shit, that's done and over with. Game day, you're at the match. What should you expect? There's usually 5 to 8 stages. There might be less, there might be more, it depends, but 5 to 8, from what I'm seeing, is the normal amount. And I'm still new to this, so I could be fucking wrong, or this video can get outdated. So 5 to 8 stages. 32 rounds is the hard count for all those stages. But you're allowed to take makeup shots. If you miss, you can keep shooting. So however many stages there are, bring 40 rounds per stage, and then maybe bring like an extra 50 rounds just in case. It's fucking ammo. Bring more than you need. Blah, 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 rounds. All right, let's talk about the targets. Steel targets. They're going to have steel poppers, steel torsos, Texas stars, or whatever, steel stuff. When you see a steel target, you're going to shoot it one time, and only one time. Unless it's supposed to fall down or move, and it's not moving, hit it till it moves. So the steel poppers, where you just smack and they fall, maybe you got to hit it 3 times before it falls. I don't know. Maybe it's just the wind's blowing it back up or something, or I don't fucking know. Shoot steel once, unless it needs to move, then shoot it till it moves. Paper targets. This is a IPSC target. This is the target that all the USPSA matches use. There are 3 zones. A zone, which is the middle of the chest or the middle of the head. C zone, which is the area around the zone I just talked about, A zone. And then D, delta. So Alpha Charlie deltas, Delta is the absolute outer rim. So obviously you want to try and go for the A zones. You can go for the head, or they call it the credit card box, because this is about the size of a credit card. This is a shrunken down target, obviously. So chest shots are going to be your best friend. If you see a target that has a white target over it, that means you can only shoot this cardboard. This will be cardboard brown. You can only shoot cardboard brown. If there's a white target over it, they just cut your target in half, so then you got less areas. If you see it where there's black on the edges, that also you can't shoot. If you shoot white, you get penalized. If you shoot black, you don't get penalized, but it also doesn't count as a hit. So there's just little shit you gotta know about the targets. Always aim for brown paper, brown cardboard, or steel, whatever the fuck color steel is. But that's the target. What else we got? All right, let's talk about planning out your stage. In my opinion, this is the hardest fucking part of USPSA. So I'm gonna draw a very shitty stage. So, the fucking piece of shit. All right, let's try this again. There we go. All right. Okay, super fucking crude. They do a way better job than I am right now. This is the area where you're allowed to walk. You can engage in here. So, and then your start point's right here, and you can shoot while in here. So these orange squares are barriers, walls, the orange net shit. Circles are your actual targets. So you're gonna start here at the double X's, or the start box, wherever the fuck the start position is. On the beep, you're gonna go, and you're gonna start shooting targets. So right here in the middle, you gotta figure out how you're gonna shoot these targets. So, how many targets do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 targets, 18 shots, because these are all paper targets. So you have to, which means there's a reload for most of you if you have 17 round mags. So you have to figure out what order you're gonna shoot these in, because you're starting in the middle. You can go up and you can shoot these, and you can back out and you can go over here and shoot these, and you can run over here and shoot these, and you can run up and shoot these. Or you can go over here, which is what I would do. I would skip all this shit and I would go over here, engage, and then engage these, engage, and then bam, bam, bam. You need to figure out, this is a very simple stage, if anything. Some of these, where they'll have shoot boxes in the middle and stuff, and then you're shooting literally in the 180 directions. Like, let's say we added targets here and here, and then we allowed you to go up here, and then we threw more targets over here and over here. Well, now I just added, I added 8 more shots. So we were at 18, now we're at 26 shots. No, that's not math. We're at, 26 shots. So now you gotta figure out, where the fuck am I gonna reload? So now this stage has just gotten harder. If it were me, I'm still going this way. I'm gonna hit these 2 guys on the fucking move. So start, beep, pop, pop, pop. Come over here, pop, pop, pop. I've shot 8 rounds. I'm going over here. This little fucker right here, where you can walk up in here and then shoot these guys, that's fucking bait. Don't fall for it. Stand back, shoot from further away. Yeah, it's gonna be a harder shot, but it's gonna save you time. Time is money. So, pop, pop, shoot these cocksuckers. I'm probably gonna engage these 2 on the road. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Yeah, you know what? I might reload after these 2 guys. If I'm running 17 round mags, I might reload after these 2, and that's half the course. So then I'm gonna go this way, engage these on the move, and then if I haven't reloaded, I'm gonna definitely reload after these guys. Move up, pop, 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 pop. This is the hardest part. It's figuring out where you're gonna go, what order you're gonna shoot the targets in, when you're gonna do your reload if you have to reload. And this is easy to fuck up. I fucked it up at least twice. There was 6 or 7 stages at the first match I went to. One of them, I fucked up completely. There was a double stack target, like let's say it's right here. So there's 2 targets on one stand. I got everything except for that. And then I was at the end of the match, and the RO was like, "Are you sure you're done?" And I look, I'm like, "Yeah, I'm done. I don't know which ones I fucking missed." And it cost me. I would have done much better in that match if I didn't fuck up that one time. I wouldn't have done much better, but I would have done a little bit better. So this is the hard part. You can usually, for your first match, they'll let you come in early. Every club's a little different. We got there super early and everything wasn't set up yet. That might have just been that one club. Go to clubs early. If it starts at 8 o'clock, get there at like 7:45, 7:40, and just see if you can walk the stages. They'll either be set up or they'll at least have a diagram that you can look. They're actually supposed to send you the diagrams like the night or 2 days before, so you can look at them beforehand. They didn't do that with us. Once again, I think that was a club issue that we went to. So we'll see if the other clubs I'm gonna try out are better. But figure out. There's a bunch of videos out there. They say walk the stage, figure out your plan, visualize your plan, and then do your plan. This is the hard part. It's like long division. You gotta show your work. So it's not as hard as I'm making it sound, but this is the hardest part of it, in my opinion. Other than shooting, shooting is shooting. You know, if you're going fast, which is why you're gonna suck. If you take it slow, you'll probably fucking get alphas all day. But if you're going slow, it's time plus points. That's what you want. That is the bare bone basics, at least for now. I have no clue how long this video is going to be, but that's the basics. I might make more of these little videos for our group of friends. I'm going to put it on YouTube for public. Maybe people actually watch them and actually help them. I don't fucking care. If this video gets 65 views, which is kind of what I expect it to be. If it gets more than that, hey, cool, I helped someone, maybe. That's it.